5 things you must know before taking your children to holidays. Yes. Honey, I know that holidays is fast approaching and you have plans for your children to go to auntie's house, uncle's house, brother's house for holidays. Nothing wrong about sending them for holidays. But before we do that, can you do me a favor just to pause and watch this video from the beginning to the end? You know your big sister is not here to condemn you. Big sister is here to journey with you. And I want you to watch very well before taking your children for holidays. Most often, I see this thing happen in many families. During holidays, people want to go to different places. Parents want to take their children to so many places. Parents want to take their children to aunties and brothers and uncles' house. But if that is you, I want you to get your pen, get your paper ready, and let's discuss. Number one, before taking your child, your children to any of your relatives' house, please make sure that you know the character and the behavior of the person. Yes. May I tell you that many children involve themselves in some addictions like porn, smoking, drinking, sex, and all this thing just because they went for holidays to someone's house. Yes. In your family, you may not have this culture like you are so mindful, intentional on how you train your children, but you made a mistake to allow him, to allow her to go to that auntie's house that's living anyhow. You made a mistake. Allow him, allow her to go to that uncle's house that is changing women like clothes. You made a mistake to allow him, to allow her to go to that uncle's house that smokes and do all those things you don't do in your house. That your auntie, your uncle is available does not mean you should take your children there. Know the behavior, the character, the attitude of that person before sending your children for holidays. Her behavior or his behavior is similar to your culture, to your family culture, to the way you train them up. You can send them, but if it is not the same, do your best to stay with your children. Number two, do your best not to dump your children in someone's house. Yes, I know you may say, what is big sister saying? I have seen so many situations, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six. I can count as many as I can. Parents will just tell their children, go to Auntie P house, go to Uncle C house, go to Mr. B, without notifying the person that you are sending them to. It's very important, it's very respectful, it's a courtesy that you call the person, the auntie, the uncle, the whatever, and say, please, my son, my daughter want to spend her holidays in your house. Is that okay for you? And he or she want to stay at this duration. Allow the person to let you know if it's okay for him or for her. Don't just prepare your children and knock at someone's door and say, oh, we came for holidays. My children want to come to your house as well. My dear, things are difficult. Yes, you may feel like, oh, that's my uncle is rich. He doesn't need any notification. But the truth is that even the rich are crying. Yes, he may be rich, but he has his own timetable. He has his own plans. So don't just dump your children in somebody's house because it's holidays. Do call the person and ask for the person permission. Tell the person the duration your children may likely to stay in his or her house, so that the person will prepare his mind or her mind or his activities or her activities in order to welcome your children. Stop dumping your children to someone's house. You are distorting the other person's activities. Number three, stop avoiding your parenting responsibilities by engaging your children in extramural studies. Yes, darling. The meaning of holidays is for what? For resting. Yes. Your children has been studying from January, February, March, April, May, June. Now they have only but 2 months holidays. Now they have only but 1 month holidays. Why are you putting them into extramural studies? And they will start another study every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When did they have rest? Why don't you engage them in other skills that will help them and expand their wisdom? Anytime I have seen this so often, once it is time for holidays, parents registering their children for extramural study, the mathematics, the English, the economics, the biology they have been studying in school, you register them back to start again. You can only register this child for extramural studies if he or she is not doing well in certain subjects. You feel like, okay, let me help him, let me help her. But if he is doing or she is doing well, why are you suffering this child? Why don't you allow him to have rest? Don't push away your responsibility of staying with your children to teachers. Do your best to take time to stay with them. Another thing I want to tell you before you take your children to holidays is, in as much as they are preparing for their holidays, in as much as they are preparing for vacation, as a parent, do your best to prepare for vacation as well. I have seen this thing so often in parents. Because we want to make money, we want to pay bills, we want to put money on the table, we want to buy them different things they need, we want to pay for their fees. We don't make quality time with our children. We don't ever have time with them. They are on holidays, they are on vacation, but you never have even 1 week holidays to spend with them. You kept them at home, you send them to someone's house, you engage them in moral studies in order for you to be busy doing what you are doing. Honey, may I ask you this question? When do you learn your children? They have been in the school for months, for days, for years. Now, within this 1 month, 2 months, why don't you make at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks and be with them in order to discuss with them, give them quality time, know their challenges, and also motivate them? Why are you so busy that you don't even pay attention to them even when they are on holidays? Before we continue, I want to ask you, have you subscribed? Please don't forget to subscribe. Share it to other parents before they send their children to holidays, because I bet you it must bless someone. Last but not the least is, if eventually your child went for holidays and came back, do your best to sit her down, sit him down, ask him about his experiences, where she went, where he went. Yes, I've seen so many parents, what they focus is, what did auntie give you? How did they pay for your school fees? Did they promise you that? Did they promise? But you never ask her, what do you learn there? What happened? What is this? What is that? Don't focus on material things. Focus on the character. What they impacted in the life of your children. What your child or your children learned where they went. This will help you to know if there is any issue you need to pay attention. If you pay attention on what they bought for you, whether the uncle promised to pay school fees, how much the uncle gave, my dear, you will miss the whole thing. Because with children, they will not share with you if you don't ask them. But if you ask them their experiences, what happened, how they stayed, they will tell you the picture of everything. Know so many secret things. So do your best to sit your children down whenever they come back from holidays to know what they learned from where they went. I hope this episode bless your soul. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share to other parents that plan and planning to send their children for holidays. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Shalom.